Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Trophy Room after show. I'm
What?
your, or sorry, after
Whoa,
show,
whoa.
pre-show. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, the greatest co-host whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a long week already. I
feel ya.
I dream my job mostly takes place in Google Sheets, which
Yeah,
if you don't know, it's like pretty much Microsoft Excel. So I've
yeah.
been dreaming in cells and rows and columns.
Oh. Have you had a dream while you're at work, though you
Not
work
yet.
from home?
Nope. And
How crazy that's gonna be.
I swear that better not happen.
Oh, it definitely will. You're gonna be in that
Uh,
Excel sheet. You're gonna be one of the little
oh
cells.
no.
That being said, Kyle, as I composed this tweet,
Yeah.
um, how have you been, man? Because honestly, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Like it's felt like longer
It's
than
been a week.
Yeah, like I like you know when it's like it feels like forever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, things have been okay. I'm still trying to get used to this weird freedom you have working from home.
Yep.
And not having somebody, bug you about trivial office things, which has happened all the time at the last job. Um Yeah,
Oh, I know it.
it's awful. But yeah, I've been catching up on things. I've been playing a game, which we'll talk about later, that I'm excited to get back to. It's
Ooh.
nothing new or anything.
Okay.
But I did catch up completely on What We Do in the Shadows. I'm completely caught up.
Yes.
That
Oh
show's
God, how good is this?
incredible.
How good's this latest season?
It's so good.
Yeah, it really is.
Is
God,
is little Anti-Paxos this season, or was that last season?
Yes, this is this season.
Yeah, oh my god, just absolutely incredible. Everything. I think the was it last week's with the abominations, no spoilers or whatever. I was
Dude,
like,
horrific.
I want when they popped up, they gave me a jump scare. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell?
Every scene, and like they keep on getting creepier
Yes.
and creepier,
Yes.
and it's just like the fish one. I'm like, I'm gonna have a nightmare. Like this is how it
Oh,
starts.
absolutely.
It's an absolute abomination.
And then I watched a show that I heard a lot about and seemed like a show for me. I watched 2 seasons of, I'm not fully caught up yet, of Only Murders in the Building.
Oh my God, yes,
It's so
And,
good.
dude.
The first
So
season
good.
was a little not like, a little bit formulaic, I guess.
Yeah.
But the second season I think was so much better. And
Yeah,
and the
second season's
the
my favorite so
trio
far.
of Selena, Steve, and Martin are just like they're incredible. They're a great team.
So good. I
And I love the cameo at the end of season 2 of who dies. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
yeah. I watched all of Superman and Lois, finished it, and let me tell you guys something. It's a CW show. It's a CW show. But it is hands down the best CW show. Like the last 2 episodes of season 3 makes up for all of it. It's some of the most hype, like coolest, like just like on when it comes to like superhero TV show stuff. Um, Tyler Hoechlin is a phenomenal Superman.
Hmm.
He kills it every single time. And like at the end of season 3, they introduced 2 of the villains from Superman, like Lex Luthor,
Hmm.
and they show you how incredibly brilliant and evil Lex is in just an episode. Like it's probably the best intro for Lex Luthor I've seen. Like, and I'm not a Superman guy. This show made me a Superman fan. Like, I actually really want to like dive in and like see that, like, actually watch or get like the Superman lore, like read the comics and all that jazz.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't recommend it enough.
Um,
Go out there and watch Superman and Lois, and like kind of tune out for the kids stuff. Like when the kids are on it, like just fast forward.
Yeah.
You know?
Just so you know, if you haven't caught us live before,
Yeah.
we don't reference chat a whole lot during the show. Right now, this is the pre-show. We're just hanging out. But Joe, there's a lot of talk about what a waste this PS Portal is. A lot of people are upset, so we'll get into the main show. But I don't know if you'll be happy with our chat.
I mean, listen, I don't know if you. I got thoughts, man. I don't know if I'm far off from the chat. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay,
with you.
okay. You've done maybe a little 180. We'll figure it out.
You know, it's
we may have switched places. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't wait to talk about it because it is.
Yeah.
It is definitely a product that exists.
Silk Canet, Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood is really good. Hard subjects, but well treated. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's the new Devolver game.
Okay.
I believe it has to do with tarot cards. I could be completely wrong, but I've heard good things.
The occult.
Yeah.
You know, the satanic black magic shit.
What up, Janessa? Thanks for catching us live. Just listening to the show on my phone, walking the dogs before you came on. Well, thank you.
Oh, hello. And how's the pups?
Yeah.
I want to know. Yeah. But I'm going to have thoughts. I say, you know what? It's 8:00 now. I just put the alert out on Twitter and on our Discord.
Yep.
And let me...
Tarot and Witches is that game. The Cosmic Wheel.
I love a good witch.
Yeah.
Also, before we begin, everybody, because unfortunately, this isn't a Star Wars podcast. Go watch Ahsoka.
Can I please read your text out loud to everyone right now? Please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we start,
I wanted to get your permission before I did anything because just out of nowhere today, this was his morning text to me at 10:50.
All in caps.
All in caps. Ahsoka is so fucking good, Kyle. Fucking cured my depression. Who needs fucking Lexapro when you have Star Wars, honestly? Therapy? No thanks. I got Star Wars. My favorite line. You look up in the sky, Kyle. They're fighting up there. Oh, what? You got a nice jacket and a pillow room for me? Is there Star Wars in there? No? Then no thanks. I'm good. Honestly, freeze my body till we got laser swords. This has been my review of Ahsoka. You're muted.
I'm so sorry. I watched it at midnight and I finished it at 1:30. And I'm drowsy. I just came back from an 8-hour work. Also, I'm going to turn WandaVision for a second. And I just it's just incredible. I'm just standing in awe of what Dave Filoni has created here. It is, because the one thing Dave Filoni has constantly said is he loves the prequels. He's unabashedly hardcore fan of it. The first 2 episodes have mirrors of episode 1 if episode 1 had the classic George Lucas, original trilogy feel. It's great. And what I love about Dave Filoni's Star Wars is it's the purest form of Star Wars, which is it's about cowboys and samurais. And so that's what we got the cowboy stuff with Mando. Now we're getting the samurai stuff. And I'm liking where it's going. Oh, it makes me so happy. Oh, Kyle, you're muted on my end.
Jose Jimenez in the chat said, therapy is forever. Star Wars is only till credits roll. And I kind of agree. So enjoy this feeling now.
Here's the thing, Jose. I know I don't want to get you out of a job here. Okay.
But if you prescribed everyone to watch Ahsoka,
all you have to do is rewind and you'll never hit the credits. It's all you gotta do.
Oh god, that's what I used to do with VHS tapes when I was younger. Just constantly.
All right, Kyle, you ready? You ready to get into this show?
Oh, I'm so ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Wait no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. This is episode 338. I am your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week we are talking about PlayStation Portal, the announcements at opening night live, and the future games show. Unfortunate BioWare news, a new God of War, maybe, kind of, sort of, who knows, and so much more as we do it live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on youtube.com at PS Trophy Room and on your podcast feeds each and every Thursday. With all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Joe?
Yes.
I'm here to drink Celsius and argue about start screens, and I'm almost out of Celsius.
Oh no, not this again. What has become of online discourse, Kyle?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
We had, I know, someone, I think their name's like Grums or something, on Twitter, talk about the Starfield start screen.
Former Warcraft dev, I think.
So, yes.
Something like that, quote unquote.
Quotes, we don't know. Yeah. That being said, they complained about the Starfield start screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I really want to say, like, for the
which
like, console
broke NDA,
fanboys,
by the way.
Well, I think with like some Xbox games like Halo, you're able to get onto the start screen, but you can't actually access the game. So I don't think he broke anything.
Okay.
But it's like the console war
I meant
stuff
like
of just,
embargo,
like,
not NDA.
Oh, okay. I got you. But it's like the console war, like, just bull crap. Like, guys, Starfield looks great. It's okay. Xbox got one great game. Relax. You know what I mean? But that said, it got me thinking, Kyle, as a nice little icebreaker question, what is the single best start screen in a video game?
Easiest question I think you've ever asked me.
Oh, really?
It's The Last of Us.
Ooh, that's a good
I would
one.
say 1 and part 2. And I even love part 2 maybe a smidge more just because after you beat it, what it becomes.
Yes.
No spoilers for in case you haven't beaten it.
No, absolutely not.
But come on, just a very simple, beautiful window with shrubbery, plant life growing inside of it, and just a wind blowing the curtain out. Like, it's so serene into what is a heavy ass narrative. And I just really dig that simplicity of that start screen big time.
And I think like that start screen is so powerful that it's even transcended into the TV show, right? Where, you know, episode 2, they use that window, and that signifies the beginning of Joel and Ellie's, you know, journey.
Yeah.
So like it is an incredibly iconic start screen. I would say there are a few.
Oh, there's more for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. The one that kind of peeks out to me just because I just love the aesthetic of it. I love the Ghost of Tsushima start screen.
Yeah.
Where all it is a simple blade in the tall grass. Like, there's just something about it that's just elegant. It's also somewhat like foreboding as well. Like,
which is, I'll piggyback off of that.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 and 7 Remake, where it's just a Buster Sword.
Yeah, that's where I honestly thought you were gonna go.
Oh, that's like 1B to Last of Us 1A when it comes to start screens for me.
Yeah, but for me, Kyle, there's one that also, like, it just reigns supreme of them all, and it's such a trophy room trope at this point. The World of Warcraft login screen. Not because I'm thinking about what futures of wait. Not because I'm thinking about what class I'm gonna play. Nothing mythical about it, but just every time a new expansion popped up and I was Q 569. An estimated time of logging on 2 hours and 38 minutes. And me, like a dumb kid I was, just staring at it for hours, going, when can I play my Blood Elf Paladin? For the love of God.
Yeah.
You know? That's the best start screen.
I will.
in all the games.
That's a good one. Shout out to Jose Jimenez, who's saying Miles Morales start screen because it just transitions right into the game, which is great too.
Yeah, I love the ones that just like, oh, here's the start of the game.
Yep.
Like it. That is such a clever thing.
Again, I'm sorry, I'm just naming Naughty Dog games at this point, but like Uncharted 4 is great too, with like the pirate hanging in the cage. Another like very subtle kind of thing. I'm trying to think.
But if I'm honest,
other ones too that I'm blanking on.
I don't think about start screens almost ever.
No,
like they got to be pretty damn iconic.
Yeah.
For me to go, oh yeah, this start screen. You know, like like when people complain about like Fortnite menus, I'm like, really? We live pretty comfortable lives if this is what we're complaining about. Like the UI needs to be so simple that I forget it's even there.
Yeah.
You know?
Landon shouting out the God of War games too, because they also transition straight into the game.
Straight from,
those are great.
Like 2018 especially, right, with the axe and the tree. So like, yeah, for me, it's just like, just get me into the experience.
Yeah.
It tells me nothing about the love, the attention to detail that devs have
absolutely
put in their
not.
games.
No.
Or else every From Software game's been bad. Because that start screen's just like, you want to go?
Yeah.
Online or offline? All right, bye.
Honestly, most games you have to scroll all the way to the bottom to the services and terms that nobody reads. Click OK and agree that you're not going to, use it for whatever, even though most people kind of do anyway, for their own benefit. Yeah, you have to go through 4 of those. Sports games are the worst. Like Madden, you have to go through like 4 or 5. Yeah. It's insane.
It's like, I'm not a lawyer. Should I bring my lawyer in here?
Right? Yeah.
Should I bring him? All right.
I have a lawyer on retainer. Should I bother him with this kind of information?
Yeah, I don't know. That said, all right, back out of the start screen conversations. It's done. It's over. Everybody relax. Starfield's going to be great. And guess what? Spider-Man's going to be great. And guess what? Lies of P going to be great. Mirage is going to be great. Alan Wake 2.
Sea of Stars.
That more. Sea of Stars? My goodness. There's so many great games to play. Why get caught up in arguing about start screens? I don't know why you would. But we got a lot of PlayStation goodness to talk about, especially when it comes from that PlayStation Portal news. But before we do, a little bit of housekeeping, of course. We got the Trophy Room Store merch. Link in the description. Buy that Slanger shirt. It's good for your health. It's good for your wealth.
No, banger too.
It's Trophy Room mug.
It's the how's a banger?
That's the only ones we got. And we got the awesome Sony Pony Express shirt. Yep. Patrons,
you got this
let
one?
me know. I mean, look at that shirt.
Yeah, the nice old school shirt. PS1 trophy with our logo in the middle.
Ooh, beautiful work. So, head on over there. It helps the show. It helps us out. And you can buy yourself a fancy mug. All right? Not as cool as the Dark Brandon mug. That's just awesome branding. But it's damn near close. All right. And before we get into it, our Patreon pitch, of course, the reason why we look so great, sound so good, is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/@PS Trophy Room. It's like we say each and every week. If we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation is, it really does mean a lot. Even if it's just $1 our way over at patreon.com/@PS Trophy Room, it helps keep the lights on. I literally just paid, I think, like $300 for our RSS feed. That yearly subscriptions, let me tell you, they get you and they scare you. They scared the crap out of me when I looked at my bank account. I was like, what happened? I don't know. So again, your generosity each and every month goes right back into the production of this show. We couldn't be more thankful for all of our patrons, like our newest patrons at the platinum tier, Solo, and at the silver tier, Romain Delis, our premium producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Yuko Kill 90, Steven Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Chris the Wizard. And I want to thank our gold members, Cypher Primus, Daw, Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hide Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsasaur, Astronaut Jr., The Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold, Tino Six Speed, N Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spamman, Bamman, Matthew King, the Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Rick Davis, and the Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you all so much for your generosity each and every month. And again, awesome, cool, like one of the weekly shows that we do after these shows that are exclusive to patrons. Like this month, we and Kyle are going to fight about the best boss fights in PlayStation. And we're excluding Final Fantasy 16 because we haven't beaten it yet.
Yep.
Kyle promised me he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to spoil anybody who hasn't played it yet. And are there some that would make my list? Absolutely, but I'm not going to include them.
Okay.
I'm going to play fair. I'm going to play fair.
All right. I just hope you do. That said, it's your generosity that keep these lights on, keeps the show going, and keeps those corporate sponsors at bay. Though Celsius and Liquid IV, come on, knock on her door. You guys taste delicious,
They're real good.
That said, Kyle, not a plug, not a hidden ad. Get the ball shavers away from me, but nice fancy drinks. Settle. I'll sell a soul, That said, Kyle, it is time to square up the news.
First, a bit of news that we need to square up. I don't know why I said it like that. Straight from the PlayStation blog. Yay. PlayStation's first remote play dedicated device, PlayStation Portal Remote Player, to launch later this year at $199.99. The PlayStation Portal Remote Player brings the PS5 experience to the palm of your hand. It includes the key features of the DualSense wireless controller, including adaptive triggers and haptic feedback. The vibrant 8-inch LCD screen is capable of 1080p resolution at 60 frames, providing a high-definition visual experience that's expected from the high-quality games created by world-class developers. PlayStation Portal is the perfect device for gamers in households where they might need to share their living room TV or simply want to play PS5 games in another room of the house. PlayStation Portal will connect remotely to your PS5 over Wi-Fi, so you'll be able to swiftly jump from playing on your PS5 to your PlayStation Portal. PlayStation Portal can play supported games that are installed on your PS5 console and use the DualSense controller. It also includes a 3.5mm audio jack for wired audio. PSVR 2 games which require the headset and games that are streamed through PlayStation Plus Premium's cloud streaming are not supported.
No Bluetooth support on this bad boy. With an asterisk. That said, $200 device. Ace Insane writes in, just like you can too, if you add us over at PS Trophy on Twitter, formerly known as X to me, or you head on over to our Discord server, and each and every Wednesday I ask for questions and I go gather them up there. And Ace Insane writes in, hey guys, I have a general question about the PlayStation Portal. Do either of you think you'll be picking this up for the $200 price tag? Me personally, I don't think a dedicated remote play device is currently worth it for most people, especially when many areas don't have access to stable and consistent internet connections, at least here in the States. If you're outside a city or suburban area, the choices of ISP and speeds is extremely limited. For example, my grandparents live 2 miles away from a town where you can get broadband internet at 300 Mbps, and yet, since they are on the outskirts, all they can get is DSL at 3 megabits. Oh God, that's, oh boy. I suppose if you have high quality internet and can't be on your TV, it may be worth it, but I don't see a $200 value in most instances, especially when remote play is already available on devices like an iPad. Much love and interested to hear your thoughts. And to add on that, FlexD112 writes, hello, gentlemen. I have a question. What would be the difference between the PlayStation Portal and a backbone besides $100? So, Kyle, $200. Now, I want to preface this because they talk about the home a lot. You don't have to be tethered to your home Wi-Fi. You could be like at a Starbucks or a hotel. As long as you have Wi-Fi, theoretically, you can play PlayStation, or connect to your PS5.
Some of the previews I watched said that pressing the PlayStation button on the portal can also wake up your PlayStation at home.
Okay.
Something along those lines. Maybe that is strictly in like your households. Maybe from the other room or whatnot, but yeah, it will act as any other DualSense would act.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm not gonna lie, because
that's my issue, right? You're at a Starbucks, like you said, and you want to play something, and your PlayStation's either in rest mode or it's off. How's that going to work? And I forgot which one. Maybe it was the IGN preview video. I think they mentioned that you can use it like a regular DualSense and wake up the PlayStation to access it, kind of thing.
So that's pretty convenient. For me, that's one of the biggest like knocks I give PlayStation Remote Play is that when I'm on my phone and I'm trying to connect to Remote Play and I'm far away from my PlayStation 5, it's not like the lag or input lag or anything like that. It just simply, it takes like a minute or two to get that thing hooked up to my PlayStation 5 to turn it on all the way from like my work to my house. That's pretty annoying. So if it could be just simply pressing the PlayStation emblem and it turns on my PlayStation 5 and I don't have to wait those enormous times, then I can see that as a huge benefit.
I mean, it might only be rest mode. It might, I don't know if it can boot all the way up from off. Who knows? Until more people get their hands on it, then it's still an up in the air question.
But for you, Kyle, $200, do you see the value here, man?
So previously I was like, no, my internet's not the greatest here. I probably should not get this. I still don't know if I need it, but there's something about it, seeing it in people's hands and what they're talking about it. I'm a big sucker for like have other people watch something on your TV and you can still play your games, right? My phone cannot play high-powered games, right? Because the battery is so like dull at this point. It's an older iPhone. I think my battery health is like 60%. It's not gonna hold a whole lot of charge anymore. So the ability to Wii U it, right, or the Vita Remote Play promise of putting it all on there is intriguing, especially because of the kids in the house, right? They want to come down, they want to hang out, they want to watch. My nephew loves watching dinosaur videos on YouTube. I could put them on there, and I could still grind away at MLB The Show handheld. Like that's a little bit more attractive to me now. I still don't know if like I mentioned, I absolutely need it. And to answer Flex's question, I mean, the big difference between this and a Backbone is the DualSense features. I think that's a huge plus over the Backbone.
I think so. To answer Flex's question, like what's the difference? You're right. I think ergonomics is a big one. Every single preview I've seen or heard is how comfortable and how light this thing actually is to hold in your hands. And it's something that I was stressing weeks ago when defending the product, which is just like, I don't care if it looks goofy. I like that it's two controllers because it's going to be ergonomic and not kill my hands like a Backbone, like a Switch. So like, I think the $100 thing is like ergonomics, number one. Then it's the DualSense feature, because like you're right, Backbone is $100, but my hands cramp up immediate. Like those buttons are small, the analog sticks are tiny, and like even when I go out there and I bought like my Nintendo Switch, what did I buy immediately afterwards? I bought a grip for it.
Yeah, Satisfy grip.
$40 right there. Good. Yeah. And like I got old man hands. So like I think it's the ergonomics. I think it's the fact that it is a solo device. So, you know, you don't have like your social media or your texts or whatever getting in the way of your gameplay and then having to exit out the app and then relog back in, which is always a hassle for me. That's I think where the benefit is, that $100 more. I think the price point is tempting. Like $200 honestly isn't that bad. Like I actually think I'm like, oh wow, this is for PlayStation standards, pretty.
If it was any higher, we'd be singing a different
Okay.
tune. A different tune.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that this is the price of a DualSense Edge, and let's be honest, as much as we're like, that's an expensive piece of tech, it's also an expensive piece of tech that's been selling incredibly well. So, like, we could be saying this is the dumbest thing in the world until we see what the sales or the attach rate look on this. But this is very much an accessory to your PlayStation 5. And that's completely fine. A lot of people are like, you have to own a PlayStation 5 to get this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like yes, if you're a PlayStation gamer, chances are you have a PS5. So like, for me, that's not my big negative. It's the fact that I can't access cloud games on this thing. Like I can't access like the PS1 games or the streaming like PS3 games off the cloud. That's a big bummer.
Yes, it is.
For me, it is limited to the fact that it's only Wi-Fi. It is limiting for me because not every Wi-Fi connection is created equal. So like, yeah, maybe I go to a Hyatt or whatever, like a Hilton, and they don't have good enough Wi-Fi. Well, now I can't play my PlayStation. Or if I'm at work, the Wi-Fi is very sketchy over there. I might not even just be able to play it. And that's a bit of a bummer for me. That said, though, I do see the promise of this, Kyle, because like I see a lot of people that are just like, yeah, like, listen, if you have a significant other, a parent, a kid that you're watching, kid that you're watching, let me back that up. You got a son, a daughter, a niece, a nephew, babysitting.
Yeah.
You're gonna probably be sharing that screen way more than you think. But to me, I'm like, how big is that audience? Like, does that audience necessarily demand a $200 device? Because at that point, like, if little Jimmy is bothering you while you're trying to watch Ted Lasso and you hand him, like, what, a $200 like controller, why not just at that point hand him an iPad? So like that's
to me, they're roughly around the same price though.
Exactly.
Like, not everyone has an iPad.
But like at that point, like you got the iPad, the kid could do so much more, right? Like surf the web, go and play like Rocket League.
Newsflash: I'm not letting any of the girls surf the web. It's too crazy out there, Joe.
Uncle Kai, what's Rule 34? And why do you have 34 pages of it up?
Somebody said surf the web, and I ended up in the dark web. Uncle Kai, how do I get out?
Uncle Kai, I'm on your social, and they're saying some pretty crazy stuff. To
go back to what you were mentioning, like,
yes,
why somebody would want this in their house. Another like selling point for it is the people that are looking to maybe get a second console for another room, like the bedroom or whatnot. You can use this, and it's cheaper, and use that as like your bedroom other room PS5. Because I used to have one up in my room, and then I sold it when I was unemployed. Like, it would be nice to have something upstairs if I wanted to play upstairs for a little bit and lay down in my bed and get comfy.
Yeah, I see that.
It's not ideal, obviously, connection, Wi-Fi, whatever, but it's cheaper.
It's kind of like, I was streaming opening night live with Captain Logan, and we were having this conversation about the memory solutions for expanding your storage via PS5 and Xbox Series. I was telling Logan, I was like, do you think at this point, like, we think like PlayStation 5 had the better choice, like the more consumer friendly option, where it's just like, hey man, I see like SSDs that are like a terabyte or two for under $100. Like, I think, I get it. We memed it because you needed a screwdriver, but at the end of the day, it seemed like a better fit than this like card that sits in the back of your Xbox. And I like what Captain Logan said, so I'm going to steal it here, which is, I think if you're Xbox, the attractive feature is the play anywhere notion. The fact that, I think Xbox's vision is you either own multiple Xboxes, or you're playing, or you own an Xbox and a PC and a phone, and we're trying to connect you to all three of those things, right? And where PlayStation's notion is, PlayStation consumers probably only have a PS5, maybe two. And so how do we make everything revolve around the box rather than this whole ecosystem around it like Xbox? And so that's where I think what your situation kind of it is where it's like, okay, I want to be by my PlayStation 5. I want to play these games, but the nieces and nephews are in, right? Or hey, I want to play this game and, the wife wants to watch Homeland, right? It's those type of situations. I just don't see that market being wide enough to justify all those things. And I think, when I see Ace Insane right in, I think it's very like, I think they're on the money where it's just like Wi-Fi, at least in my area, and I'm in the tri-state, not a lot of it is good enough to be playing at everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's very hard for me to remote play. So I just don't see where the PlayStation Portal fits in my life other than my home. And that said, I'd rather be, if I'm home and I'm playing PlayStation, I'd rather be looking at my 65-inch LG than.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone's choosing this over playing on a nice TV or any TV. That's always option one. It's just maybe you want to play it in a different setting. Sometimes like you just got to get out of the room. You got to be somewhere else for a little bit, but you still want to play. Yeah, you can do that too.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I used to play Pokemon and Game Boy when I was in the bathroom, and I would be there for like hours. My legs would go numb.
Mom, need help? Stuck again.
But I caught Zapdos.
It wasn't in vain, Ma. I got an Articuno. What's that? It's a blue bird that shoots ice. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so that's that. That's the thing. I just don't see this hitting. It's strange because like the tech is so cool. It's just the ability to use it is so limited.
Yeah.
And that's what gets me a little bummed out by it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if I had $200 to spend, which I don't, would I go out there and purchase this? Man, if I can guarantee that this baby would work at work.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But I know my work's Wi-Fi barely can get the smart TVs working.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's my really only big hang up, because to me, Kyle, like I want a second PS5 so I can stream, and I want like a second PS5 to like, play like downstairs on the recliners, because oh my God, it's so comfy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be on my recliner on a handheld. I want to be stereo headphone setup for the Portal. Do you figure they would phase out the OG Pulse? Ooh, this actually goes more with the wireless headsets that we're going to get into it. So
the PlayStation Link stuff.
Yeah, let's actually talk about the PlayStation headsets.
Sure. Pulse Elite wireless headset and Pulse Explore earbuds. Pulse Elite and Pulse Explore are the latest PlayStation wireless headset and earbuds, bringing next. Hold on.
It's probably me copy and pasting.
No. The YouTube is giving me an error. I'll work through it. Chat, let us know if we're messed up. Bringing next level audio performance to the gaming experience. Pulse Elite is our new wireless headset that offers lossless audio and comes with a retractable boom mic and AI enhanced noise rejection capable of filtering background sounds. A charging hanger is also included with the product for a convenient charging and storage option. Pulse Explorer is our first set of wireless earbuds, providing a premium portable audio experience with dual microphones and AI-enhanced noise rejection capable of filtering background sounds. It also offers lossless audio and comes with a charging case. Pulse Elite and Pulse Explorer will be the first PlayStation audio devices to use custom-designed planar magnetic drivers for an audiophile level listening experience normally found in premium headphones for professional sound engineers. With Pulse Explorer, we're pleased to be one of the first companies to provide wireless earbuds to the mass consumer market using planar magnetic driver technology. Pulse Elite,
beep, boop.
Pulse Elite and Pulse Explorer are part of our ongoing efforts to amplify the audio experience in gaming and make the gameplay experience more immersive through enhanced sound. Pulse Elite will be available for $149.99 US dollars, and Pulse Explorer will be available for $199.99 US dollars.
So, Kyle, I'm just going to immediately say it right here, right now. The Explorers, the earbuds, day one.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Like, We. That's the thing out of all the stuff we're talking about here, the most attractive feature. I know the planetic magnet,
Yeah.
like headset feature
Uh-huh.
is pretty premium. And AI like enhanced noise rejection, that's all rad and stuff. But the earbuds, I wear headphones all the damn time. I even have, shamefully so, an indentation in my goddamn skull at this point for how many times I wear headphones. I hate how much I wear them. I much prefer like my earbuds over anything because I just don't have this thing weighing down and heating up my ears. So, out of all this, I'm super in on the earbuds. How about you?
Yeah, earbuds are cool for sure. Um, Again, that for me, $200 on any kind of earbuds right now is crazy. Just because I'm not going anywhere. I don't need any wireless earbuds, and I don't play games with a headphone or headset anyway, which is wild. I know. You can yell at me later. But they do look cool. They are stylish. You can pair them with your phone and other devices, which is weird.
They're trying to make it seem like, oh, that's how cool is it feel, like we're patenting it, like type of feeling. It's like a high-end headphones already have that feature.
Yeah.
So like that's not it's literally like, hey, I'm playing Call of Duty, all of a sudden, my Meemaw from across the street's calling me, and I gotta pick up that phone because I don't know how much time on earth Meemaw has, but I also am about to get a nuke at Nuketown. So like it's one of those situations. It's very convenient, but it's something other premium headsets have. It's about time PlayStation actually jumped on it as well.
But to answer, was it Solo, right, who wrote in?
Yeah.
They are 1,000% phasing these Pulse ones out.
You feel so?
1,000,000%.
Like that's okay.
Because the new ones are essentially just better versions of these. Why have these? Like, they used to have, the golds, platinum, premium? No, silver, gold, platinum?
I think it's gold and platinum.
They used to have those headsets because, us former GameStop employees, they were on the walls constantly.
And man, dude, the platinum ones still to this day, if they just like
which
put
are
those
essentially
out,
like this.
Yeah,
they're
but like,
essentially the same thing.
Again, I'd buy them.
Sure. Yeah.
They're awesome. They're awesome headphones. I think they look sick.
I will say though that the Pulse Elite, the ones that look like this headset that I just showed, the ones that are already out there, I do like that they included like a little dock that you can like screw on the bottom of a desk or something and let them hang. That's a nice little feature. That's pretty cool. But I don't know if this is a day one, maybe a Christmas present or something for the earbuds, but I'm not gonna run out. And even though these, I have these, right? I've had them since the launch of PS5. I don't know where the dongle is, so I can't use them.
And again, hopefully, like that PlayStation Link helps eliminate that need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's about time we start phasing it out. And again, like the PlayStation Link it's there to, again, it's everything to help complement the PlayStation 5 and your multi-connected life that we're living now. So it sounds like cool hype technology. At the end of the day, though, it is what it is. Like it's not the bee's knees, but it's just something that they're catching up to. The lossless audio, though, okay, I'm in. That's cool. That's cool. All right, Kyle. Enough about these headphones, this PlayStation Link, all that stuff. You weren't here for Gamescom.
Oh, are we not reading the Link
live.
stuff? I didn't read that yet.
I don't think we need to.
All right, that's
honestly,
fine.
Right? Yeah, we kind of got through it. I want to talk about Gamescom with you, man. I want to get beat by beat, game by game, and movie announcement. And I want to know what your thoughts are, because unfortunately you were busy working.
Yeah.
I was busy being a degenerate, and I was joined by Captain Logan, the solo host of the Xbox Expansion Pass. A link down below to his podcast where he does it each and every week, and I forget his co-host's name. But we had a blast just watching this show, and kind of just, it was a different show for Keeley, because it was very much hey, beforehand, here are all the games we're talking about. There are some other games, but here are the list of games. Like, it's mostly updates, and that's what it was. So Kyle, let's take it away beat by beat.
Do you want me to do an overview first, or you want to go through everything?
I should go through everything, and then I bet there's a question about an overview.
Sure. Gamescom Opening Night Live 2023. Everything announces from the IGN team. It started off with the Starfield live-action trailer that teases some of the spacefaring adventures ahead for the much-anticipated game that is set to arrive on September 6th or September 1st for those with early access.
I'm on board. It's my wallpaper now. I saw how easy is it to get me into a video game and to get me very excited?
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Just put something Star Wars related in, like a mod. Like, you're able to make something that resembles the Millennium Falcon, and I'm in.
Yeah, that's all you need. You're a simple man.
I'm a simple man with simple tastes, simple needs.
Yeah.
You know? Excited, for all the people very concerned about the marketing of this game for the past few weeks. Worry no longer. They're marketing the crap out of this game. So, I mean, good on Team Xbox here.
Yeah, I enjoyed the music big time. It's beautiful. The live action was awesome. I really enjoyed that one as well. Just shout out to Xbox total for the show, because they were a heavy presence at Opening Night Live.
Yeah,
like very heavy.
Really were.
They went hard, which is great.
I think they took the lumps for not being there in the Game Awards last year.
Oh, Game Awards.
They took those criticisms to heart, and they were here in a big way.
Yeah. That was shortly followed up by, and this is maybe a little out of order too, Zack Snyder reveals Rebel Moon's explosive first trailer. There's also a game coming soon as well.
Neat.
Cool. I already forgot the trailer.
The mummy's in it.
Okay.
Who is the mummy? Respectfully. It's a trailer. It exists. It's Zack Snyder. Cool. It's a movie.
It's a two-parter.
It's a games show. Two-parter. Yeah. Now, the only thing that does get me hyped here, I know this is a video game related, is this is a Star Wars movie. He pitched this as a Star Wars movie first.
Space opera, yeah.
And then they wouldn't let him do it. So he made his own thing, and I got a tip of the hat to you.
Yeah,
it's like,
I love that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Star Wars was originally a Flash Gordon movie. And George Lucas couldn't get the rights, and so he made Star Wars, so good on him. But yeah.
Also, really quickly, Jadis did point out in chat before even, or maybe after the Starfield thing, Keely, hire better security.
Yeah.
Please, like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just not funny. It's just, it's
more
frightening. It's scary.
Up on stage.
So dumb.
God forbid, like, they shanked him,
Yeah.
Or pulled a gun. Like that, and it's awful. Yeah. It's awful that they were able to this happen again. And I really think it was a mistake on Keely not to throw the book at that dumb kid that ran up on stage and said nonsense last year.
And this is similar nonsense.
Yeah, it's similar nonsense. Oh, Bill Clinton wants GTA 6. No, I hope they get tackled. I hope they beat the shit out of them backstage. Throw the book at him. Seriously,
Jeff. We as everyone. Gamers, content creators, everyone, we give you permission to knock the next person out if it happens. Give them a punch. It's okay. Yeah. You handled this beautifully. You handled it great.
With grace.
No one would be upset with you if you knock him out. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I don't condone violence, but here I will.
Yep, absolutely. Anyways, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay trailer. Yeah. Fans were treated to an extended look at gameplay from the game's first level, which is called Operation 627. Sure, it was great to see the game in action, but the big news was that it will send players to Verdansk, the setting of the original Warzone.
So when you get sent to the gulag, you get sent to that prison.
All right, that's cool.
And in the single player game, you're breaking someone out of said prison. I'm so in on this game. This is actually one of my most hyped games for the rest of the year. I can't believe I'm saying that, but Modern Warfare 2 story was the 1 and 2 have been great. Can't wait for 3, dude. Cannot wait.
I will say though, not my favorite trailer.
Yeah.
Not even as a Call of Duty fan, non-Call of Duty fan. It was so dark. Yep. And I get I'm sure it will look way better on an OLED or whatever. And I did tweet, it can't be a Call of Duty trailer without some night vision. It's impossible. But I feel like it was a missed opportunity for them to not show off that open-ended mission structure where you can tackle it the way you want to. Like, do like a 5-minute thing doing one way and then come back and do the same thing differently for like another 5 minutes. Or have it split screen or something to show the different ways you go about it. I just wish it was portrayed a little bit better.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Alan,
right, this is one.
Oh my God.
This one closed the show. Again, IGN put things a little out of order, but
yeah, no worries.
Take it away.
Alan Wake 2, The Dark Place, set to be released on October 27th, 2023. Gamescom gave those excited for this new spooky adventure a look at The Dark Place, a dream reality that spawns forth from Alan's own mind, as if that wasn't trippy enough. It will seamlessly integrate live action footage into the gameplay to show the dreamlike nature of this mysterious space.
In the beginning, it was a little weird, like, because like this trailer is using live action in game, but then after a while,
I loved
it. Just blended. This game's gonna be so good.
It's oh my God, I'm so excited for it, and I'm happy that it moved after Spider-Man.
Yeah,
even though it's a week closer to Halloween, I'm playing that all Halloween night. You kidding me?
Oh yeah, and heavy connections to Control too. And they also mentioned the game that was on Xbox. I forget what it's called. Quantum Break or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Max Payne are not in this universe, so
Great.
It is strictly right now Alan Wake and Control. Less enemies, but they want to make the enemies feel more important that way.
I do,
or intense.
I do love the live action because that's some of my favorite creepy moments from Control, like the little children's show you would find on TVs, whatever. The live action stuff. This is just like, yes, you turn it all the way up to 11. Give me Remedy at its full power on. Is this their first one on next gen consoles?
Solely on next gen consoles.
Solely on next gen, yeah. So let me see what you can do. I'm in awe of what this looks like. It gave me like those Control vibes, which I'm eagerly anticipating. Looks at the sequel. It's one of my favorite games ever. This one looks special. It's a good year for video games.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. The next, you know what? You can read the next 3 on the list here.
You want me to go all 3?
Yeah, all 3.
Okay.
Because they're pretty. I don't know how much we'll have to say on each one.
Fair. Diablo 4 Season 2 called Season of Blood. In this new season, players will be able to adventure with a new vampire hunter companion named Eris, who is voiced by Eternal's Gemma Chan. Players will also gain access to a new questline, vampiric powers, 5 additional endgame bosses, more efficient inventory management of gems, and much more. Mortal Kombat 1 also revealed 2 new fighters, a new gameplay trailer that showed more of the game in actions, and revealed that Sindel and General Shao will be joining the roster. Motaru and Sujinko will also be added as cameo characters. Tekken 8 also revealed its release date alongside a new trailer. Bandai Namco revealed at Gamescom Opening Night Live that Tekken 8 will be officially released on January 26, 2024 for PS5. We also caught a glimpse of the game's single-player mode that looks to honor the old and wonderful days of the arcade scene.
All right, Diablo 4. Hopefully this season kind of turns around the game after that the first major patch. I heard they've gotten things back on track.
Are those the vampiric powers that made all those characters like super quick, like the Flash in that trailer? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but hopefully it doesn't end up like the Flash.
Fair.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
fair.
Yeah, Gemma Chan, she's excellent. She's a great actress. Cool that they have her here. Mortal Kombat. I want to know your thoughts on this, Kyle, because walking in, I'm like, why are we having another trailer? I'm already sold, and then I see the trailer. I'm like, yes. Okay. This game's awesome. Like, this is
same.
And Sindel, respectfully,
you are my queen.
Rip my arms off.
You are my queen.
Yeah, that's the only
my God.
queen I'll recognize.
That trailer was fantastic. Every single second of this game, we've repeated it a million times. We're both not fighting game people.
Yep.
I'm playing this day one. There's no way I'm not playing this game. The levels look so freaking cool and different and unique. And every single time I see like a new character show up as a cameo, a partner, and how they gel with the different fighters, and Seeing Sindel and her new look, seeing Shao Kahn in his new look. The fact that
Awesome.
I didn't play 11, so sorry. I don't know what the story is, but the way that Liu Kang and Raiden switch roles, and now Raiden is like the young, up and comer fighter, the champion of Earthrealm. Like, that's so cool. I'm so down for a young Raiden and not an old man Raiden. It's like,
yeah.
Ed Boon, you're a genius and a treasure. I love you.
we need to protect this man at all costs. Sindel, the one move that I want to know your thoughts on, or just one question on,
God.
the one X-ray ability that she had, the split where she ripped that guy's arm off and then his balls exploded. You went all the way inside, right?
1,000,000%, and I've watched 2 live reacts. Everyone also went all the way inside.
Yeah. I was in the pool and then some, All right.
Oh my God.
Ooh. And then Tekken 8, though I'm not like a Tekken. I don't think I've ever even played Tekken.
Tekken's good. I like Tekken.
I love the little like arcade, like you literally it's like Splatoon in the sense where you're in town and then like you go to an arcade machine and you're playing Tekken. Like that's really fucking cool.
It is cool. I did watch the KF live react and Snowbike Mike was like, what are these Xbox 360 avatars doing here? And now I can't unsee it.
I thought they looked like Mii's as well.
Yeah.
Watch our live react, and you're gonna see me go from like, oh, this is dumb, to like immediately going, oh, this is sweet. I like this.
Sweet, yeah. But the Tekken story is really fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and so I am excited to play it. I just, again, horror fighting. It's a wonderful time for the people who love those genres.
Such a wonderful time. All right, Kyle, we got some Assassin's Creed Mirage. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
That sounds like a disease that you have. You go to the doctor and you get a cream for. A Mirage.
Excuse me, sir. I got a Mirage. It's right on my ace.
AC Mirage received new gameplay trailer. It showcased a 9th century Baghdad and featured a full Arabic voiceover. Mirage stars Basim, a character who first appeared in AC Valhalla, and it is set to be released on October 5th, 2023.
I know our brother Mo is very excited to see some awesome Arabic representation being shown and having full voiceover. That's pretty darn awesome.
It is.
Again, Ubisoft, day after my birthday. I'm just saying. It's a day after my birthday.
I did not watch the trailer. I listened to it.
Fair.
It's just I want to play.
Yeah. This one is like I've seen enough. I don't need to be convinced. I am buying this game. All right. Like I'll play it.
Question though, are you going to get the haptic vest? You can get the shirt.
Listen, I want to know what being stabbed in the chest feels like. All right.
Phantom Liberty, new gameplay trailer revealed. CD Projekt Red didn't just release a new gameplay trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, but it also confirmed that all players, no matter if they purchase the Phantom Liberty DLC, will get access to the version 2.0 update that will bring a bevy of improvements. As for the trailer, it gave us another look at Phantom Liberty before its release date of September 26th and teased a ton of exciting things, including a dangerous new district, dozens of new story quests and gigs, vehicle combat and mounted weaponry, revamped police system, combat AI overhaul, endless dynamic events and missions, redesigned cyberware and perks, all new relic skill tree and abilities, increased level cap, and 100+ new items, weapons, cyberware, and fashion.
This is going to be a totally almost
new game
from the ground up new game.
Yeah.
Boy, it looks awesome. The skill trees were like one of the biggest downfalls of that game. It looks like there's some hearty improvements there. And the vehicle combat reminded me a bit of Twisted Metal. Oh, get me in on that.
Yeah.
Get me in on that. So in on this game. Also day one. Don't know how I'm going to find all this time.
Yeah, no. How did you feel with it being a gameplay thing and we didn't see like any more of like Idris? You okay with that?
I don't think there's a lot of Idris,
Fair. That's totally
fair. So
I
like just keep them concealed. Like there's not also a lot of, Keanu.
Fair.
So like just keep them in the background. Don't tell me anything. You got me hooked with Idris. You got my mom hooked on Idris. We're in. All right.
Okay. Sonic Superstars gameplay trailer. It releases on October 17th, 2023. Fans of the Blue Blur and friends were also treated to a new gameplay trailer that showed off local co-op with up to 4 players and the online free-for-all battle mode. Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon update is also coming this year, and that I believe is for free to anyone who owns the game.
Listen, that 4-player co-op, everybody has to have ADHD in order to be focused in on their player. That's so much going on.
That's just Sonic in a nutshell. That's why I can't play that game. There's too much going on.
Too fast, okay?
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. But yeah, no.
That is also
awesome.
a rough date.
Yes.
That's
3
smack
days
dab.
Spidey.
I think Mario is also that week.
Mario. Yeah,
that's
that has
wild.
to be wrong. I don't believe it. Maybe IGN got it wrong.
That was with the trailer. October 17th.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's not good.
May God be with you.
Exactly.
May God be with you.
Quantic Dream announces Dustborn, a narrative-driven action-adventure game that is set in an alternate version of America. The game is described as one about hope, love, friendship, robots, and the power of words, and players will be building relationships with their crew as they travel across the country.
I dug this trailer.
Same.
It looked chaotic, and I'm in. No words can describe it. Just go ahead and find a trailer of it.
Yeah.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Untitled Goose Game publisher. Yeah.
Oh, no. That's the different one.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
this is Dustborn.
Sorry. My ADHD kicked in. I didn't believe Sonic Superstars were out.
I'll read that one and then we'll come back.
Okay, good.
Thank Goodness You're Here is a new game. Untitled Goose Game publisher Panic Incorporated has announced Thank Goodness You're Here, a quirky game with a distinct hand-drawn art style and a wonderful wackiness that needs to be seen to be believed. In the trailer, we catch glimpses of someone's pants falling down while they are looking at a sign that says quote unquote normal milk, someone bouncing off someone else's butt, and much, much more. Yeah. 30 seconds.
Oh my goodness. Well, I said I'm totally in on Thank Goodness You're Here, and Dustborn I couldn't be bothered with. But I know that's like a US game, you know?
It is. I just want to make sure YouTube's going.
It'll be fine.
Okay, it's going. It's going.
Still here.
Sorry, chat. Thank goodness you're here. I'm super in, and also reminding everyone that Panic is also having their own showcase next week on the 29th.
Oh, nice.
And they're teasing a couple like untitled things, unannounced things. Maybe the sequel to Untitled Goose Game we might see next week, which might be cool. Dustborn is totally a Kyle-esque game. It looks cool. The cell shaded art style is rad. Also, that wasn't the first time we've seen it. I forgot where it was shown off, but it's cool. Another like genre road trip games are kind of cool.
Fair enough.
Little Nightmares 3 announced a very spooky trailer that showcased co-op gameplay between 2 characters traversing a world we wouldn't want to visit outside of a video game. There's also one more surprise as the team announced there will be a new podcast series called The Sounds of Nightmares, which is available later today and tells a whole new story in the game's universe.
Stay your lane with the podcast stuff. Little Nightmares.
Also,
that's for us. Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this.
Why?
So it's not the original team. It's Supermassive.
Oh, it's not.
Supermassive is taken over, and no shot at Supermassive. But I believe, again, I learned this during the KF Live React. I believe that the original dev didn't want to make Little Nightmares anymore, or they left Bandai Namco, something along those lines. But sure. Bandai Namco wanted to hold on to Little Nightmares, and they're basically keeping the IP and making other people make a game for it. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it still looked cool.
Yeah, still looked good and Supermassive. I mean, if anybody knows how to make a horror game,
absolutely. Yeah, I wonder if we're getting more of what they're known for, like the Man of Medan. What are the anthology? Are we done with that
anthology stuff?
Are we on the next section?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or hopefully next chapter.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Black Myth Wukong. We got a trailer. It begins with a headless human playing with what looks to be Sanshin? I'm going to say Sanshin instrument. What follows is an action-packed look at the Souls-like in motion.
I know the dev was aiming for something that was like in between of like a God of War inspired game, but yeah, this looks very much like a Soulsborne game, and I am 100% in. I saw half of the demo, and that's all I needed to be convinced of this game. So apparently next year in the summer, this game's coming out. Can't wait. It is 100% on my radar.
Based on the story Journey to the West, which is also one of my favorite games ever. Enslaved is what that is about. So it's similar kind of stories. Looks cool. The awesome. Animal enemies are huge and cool looking. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink revealed the action RPG will be released on February 1st, 2023 on PS5, PS4, and PC. This will serve as a little bit of a delay, but that gives just enough time for SAG Games to make the game fans of the franchise deserve. We also saw Nightingale. While we received the new trailer for the Victorian gas lamp fantasy-themed shared world survival crafting game Nightingale, it was confirmed its early access date is being pushed back a bit from this autumn to February 22nd, 2024. Nightingale casts players as a realm walker who travel through portals in a procedurally generated universe, and the universe is filled with survival crafting gameplay, quests, an evolving narrative, and more.
Since I'm not into Nightingale, let's read the other one.
Expeditions, a mud runner. Focus on the game, or focus. What?
You got this. Focus of the game. I got you.
No. Hold on. This is a weird sentence. Focus of the. The focus of the game. Got it. The focus of the game is on the dirty but wonderful activity of off-roading. Alongside driving off-road with a variety of vehicles, players will also be able to use drones to get a better view of your surroundings and a metal detector to find hidden treasure. Not a director, IGN. A metal detector.
Listen, give IGN credit here. They got to work on the fly here.
Absolutely.
I was making fun of this game. I'm like, it's Death Stranding with... oh, wait. Death Stranding is... this game, but with walking.
Yeah.
All right, I'm actually in there. As I'm making fun of it, I'm like, I'm in.
All right.
I'm in on this. Nightingale didn't do anything. Grand Blue, of course, not a JRPG guy, but Expedition's actually where it's at for me.
We also got Crimson Desert gameplay. A lengthy gameplay trailer was revealed that gives a good idea of what players can expect from this game, including sword combat, toppling structures, bow and arrow fighting on horseback, fishing, hijacking carriages, petting dogs, and much, much more.
This game actually looks really good. It looks like an MMO, like Assassin's Creed game mixed with like some like Zelda elements.
Yeah, it looks cool, but this is also one of, I think, maybe 5 or 6 games shown that doesn't look like it's a real game. You know what I mean? It looks like yes. That, like if a sitcom wants to show off a video game and not pay for the rights, they make something that looks like this.
It's fair.
And I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, it's interesting. You can do anything in that game, it looks like.
Yeah,
it's got the floating city in the sky, and then you could turn into a bird. Like, it's wild.
It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild. But I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
Bulletstorm VR is set to be released on PSVR 2 on December 14th. Bulletstorm was first released in 2011, and fans will finally have a new way to experience the wild and creative shooter very soon. And Killing Floor 3 got revealed, just as brutal and gory trailer that showcases some of the horrifying enemies players will undoubtedly be facing, hordes and hordes of, when it is released on PS5.
Okay, Bulletstorm, not a fan of the first game, or the game, but the fact that it's in VR actually has me intrigued of where they can take it, like in terms of like making the gunplay for me maybe a little bit more interesting, especially with, again, it's been 10 plus years since I played it, with like the whiplash ability. So I'm actually kind of in on Bulletstorm VR. Killing Floor 3, Kyle, is absolutely my jam. I cannot
Is it really?
wait for Killing Floor 3. Yes, Killing Floor, when I was a PC boy for 6 months and was getting aggravated with all the driver issues, Killing Floor was my game. I love Killing Floor. Killing Floor 2, phenomenal. Killing Floor 3, I'm there day one. That said, Kyle, that's all the games shown. So the first question comes from Strubles and Bits, who watched alongside us yesterday. and asks, question for the show, gents. What were your 3 favorite games shown off at Gamescom Opening Night Live? Kyle, what are the 3 games, the 3 announcements that stuck out to you, sir?
So I will start this with like just an overall show thing.
Yeah.
And I texted you this afterwards. This show was aggressively okay. It was okay. And it's not because of my expectations weren't high or whatever. It's just, I don't know. There's something off about it. And learning that this is like mostly a Gamescom forward thing and Keeley just hosting more than Keeley getting the things. That does make a little bit more sense as to why it felt that way. Like just having it, sending it to the co-host, which did a phenomenal job, but just like that cosplay section, like it was very Gamescom forward than everyone at home kind of thing, like the other shows. Anyways, my 3 would obviously be Alan Wake 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and that Panic game. Thank goodness you're here. Those are my 3 for sure.
You know me, I'm completely unoriginal. Mine is Black Myth Wukong. That looks awesome. It looks incredible. My next one would be Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, please. All of that gets me hyped. And then I would actually say it's kind of a tie between Alan Wake 2 and Call of Duty. But I'm going to give it to Alan Wake because I love the live action elements. I think that game's going to be striving to do something very different in games. And I think it's going to get it right. Remedy, they just don't miss, and I love seeing them take these bold, aggressive swings. So, yeah, Alan Wake 2 for me all day. Let's go.
Agreed.
Una writes in, hey guys, hope you're both doing well. My question this week is, how do you choose between upcoming games that are coming out day by day? At Gamescom, Grand Blue Fantasy got a date for February 1st, and then today, Persona 3 Reloaded got a date. So I'm in a situation where I weigh both games to see which one I want to play first. So I throw the ball over to you guys. How do you choose which game to play first between games coming out on back-to-back days? October's coming closer than we think. There's like 8 games a day coming out there. I mean, Lords of the Fallen was also shown there as well, I think. That game looks stellar. And it's coming out on the 13th, and then next week it's like Spider-Man. So it's just, I don't know, man. How do you choose, Kyle, the games that you're going to play first and the games you're going to put on your backlog?
Oh man, that's tough. I really don't like playing a game, like really diving into something when I know there's a game coming out in a few days. Like just thinking just off the top of my head, using the example of the week of Spider-Man, right? It's going to end with Spider-Man 2, but also, have games like Sonic and Mario nearby, and Alan Wake the week after. I can't dive into a game, let's say for Spider-Man, before that, because once I play Spider-Man, I'm probably not going to go back to that save of the other game. So yeah, I'll probably buy it and pick it up, but Spider-Man would be my priority that week. And then once that is done, then I can move on to something else. I can't juggle multiple games. I got to play a game to completion before I play something brand new. Oh, we got some racing outside? Yeah. What's going on?
No, a helicopter's outside. So if you hear the SWAT team...
Quick, turn on the New Jersey news.
Exactly. Turn on your news. Also, I'm innocent. You can't prove anything on me. I'm not the sticky bandit. You can't... Or part of the wet bandit, for that matter. You got nothing on me, coppers. No, I do the same thing. I'm like, which game can I realistically hold off on? So, good example, I'm going to be playing Starfield on the 1st, right? Liza P comes out in like a week or 2 afterwards. I know I'm still going to be playing Starfield, so Liza P probably going to sit on the sidelines. I know I'm hyped for Cyberpunk, but also if Starfield still holds my attention, I know Cyberpunk's always going to be there, but I'm going to play Cyberpunk. So my whole way of thinking is I'll be playing Starfield for at least 3 weeks, then Cyberpunk. And then when it comes to the October games, It depends on what games we're able to get codes for coverage. So like I would love to get my hands on Assassin's Creed, even what is it? The Crew. Like I would love to get my hands on that game as well. But if I can't, then I have to weigh, okay, what is going to be a game that speaks to me while also speaking to this audience? And that's where I'm going to be judging my time. So I'm like Assassin's Creed, Lords of the Fallen, those are two. I know you probably have Alan Wake, you're going to be playing that day one, so I don't necessarily need to jump on it that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like I could wait on that one. So I use like just a weird algorithm to figure it all out.
It's tough, especially like next week. I'm already feeling it because like I want to finish Final Fantasy before. Like I really badly spoiling a little bit later. I wanted to talk about Stray Gods. I have it downloaded. Didn't get a chance to play it. Blasphemous 2 comes out tomorrow. I have that pre-ordered. Cannot wait to play. But next week, because I pre-ordered Baldur's Gate, I get early access on PlayStation a few days early.
Ooh, okay.
Also, Sea of Stars is next week. So, like, I'm already in it. I'm already in, like, what am I going to prioritize and how many RPGs can I juggle at once?
Yeah.
It's tough out here. It's definitely first world problems, but it's tough out here.
Yeah, and it's great problems to have at the end of the day, right?
1,000,000%.
Like for me, I'm playing Immortals of Aveum, which we'll talk about in a bit, code provided by. But like I got Armored Core on Friday, and I cannot wait. So you really do. You got to balance out like, okay, I got to beat this game by this date. Immortals. I'm like, I would love to get the platinum in Immortals. But there's a lot of annoying collectibles, so I'm just gonna play through it, have fun.
Yep.
Hopefully I beat it by Armored Core. But that's how I kind of go by it day by day. And
Absolutely.
Armored Core will hold me until Starfield, and who knows what'll happen after that. That said, Jamie writes in, I have a question more specifically about the changes in the industry. As we've seen during Gamescom and even in previous PlayStation events, there have been a ton of new games announced coming from mobile, gacha, and MMO games from Japan, China, and Korea. These aren't just smaller games either, with a good chunk of them being AAA quality single-player console games. And they're looking really promising. The point is that there are now a ton of studios that have never made a AAA console games before that are now entering the market. These aren't all new developers, but rather studios with a lot of experience making games outside of consoles that are now dipping into their feet into the AAA space that are familiar with it. I'm only expecting even more of these stories to pop up in the coming years as previous generations has opened up these markets to even wanting more premium experience out of their games that consoles are known to provide. Do you think Sony's investments into these spaces is their way of getting ahead of the curve? We've seen initiatives such as the China and India Hero projects, as well as XDev partnerships with Korean devs and HoYoverse in recent years. Do you think that we should expect games coming out from these developers to stand up to the juggernauts that have come to expect into traditional AAA console developers? You could argue that the consolidations are happening in the game space have contributed to the rise of these developers entering the market. Jamie, you're way too smart for this show.
Way too smart.
What are you doing here? Thank you so much.
You're wrinkling my brain. I can't get it.
This fired my neurons
Yeah.
so much. Because when we talk about like the consolidation in the market and how scary it is, we also kind of forget. For example, this is going to be in Flash News, but I'll bring it out here. David, what is it? Intihar. Right, sorry, no, Vandahar. I was getting the names confused, and I probably butchered both of them. But he was the lead dev at Treyarch. Just left. Now, David was huge in the transformation of Treyarch from being Call of Duty's B team, like they made the off-brand Call of Duty, to becoming the premier Call of Duty studio after the whole split with Infinity Ward back in the day. Treyarch took the mantle and then some, right? And so, they left. Now, wherever Dave goes, money is going and investments are going to follow, right? So when we take a look at at the end of the day, we're taking a look at the Activision Blizzard deal, for example, and we're like, oh, that consolidation is scary. We're also forgetting all the smaller studios that have popped up in the recent year that we've never heard of, getting random investments, sometimes by shady entities like Tencent and Saudi princes, but also getting investments from third parties or even PlayStation or Xbox, Ubisoft. You look at EA Originals, right? You're seeing small triple I experiences being made. So I think you're totally right in that aspect where it's like, yeah, we're seeing the consolidation, but also at the same exact time, you're seeing probably creative forces get their payouts from whatever buyout and then go out there and create their own studio and go, hey, I was the head of, Call of Duty for X number of years. I made the best shooter known to man. What type of investment can I get from you, Sony PlayStation, who needs a Call of Duty competitor, and he's going to get that money? So while we are scared about consolidation, we're also not looking at the back end, which is like more and more studios are popping up, some with their core focus of being bought. So that's what I feel like. There is more expansion that we're not taking a look at because it's not sexy and it's not if it bleeds it leads, right? And so I bring it over to you, Kyle. Do you think that like the China and India hero projects and XDev partnerships, right? Do you think that this is kind of putting PlayStation ahead, not of just those markets, but maybe finding the next big thing? And can these games actually take on, the juggernauts that we see from like your Call of Duties to even like your Minecrafts?
They absolutely can take on the juggernauts, and I think it's smart for Sony to do that. I mean, it's to use a sports reference because everything you said is way too smart, and I'll be honest, I zoned out for most of it. When you're looking to add people to your team, you're going to go out and scout out. You're going to try to find the hidden gem to hopefully use that person to bolster your team and fill a need that your team needs. And this is a way of doing it in the gaming space. And it just makes sense. Like, Stellar Blade is one of our most anticipated games. And that is one of these games. Like, that is easily up there with a Spider-Man for some, other blanking on other like big first party stuff at the moment, but it's up there in terms of hypeness, and so this is a win-win situation. I don't think you can lose by investing in other places around the world making games. It's only a benefit. It's not a distraction or a negative.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. And I mean, like, look at like the resurgence of like Korean films, even Korean music in our music, in our films. So like, you're thinking, yeah, somewhere out there is the next, Rocket League or whatever have you, that's waiting from a developer that we normally wouldn't give the time of day to, but now are, because we're seeing other cultures impact this industry or other industries in positive ways. So excellent question, Jamie. Excellent.
Absolutely.
So that's it. That's our Gamescom recap. It's gonna be a beefy episode.
A meefy?
A meefy episode.
I will add it here because I don't think it's in Flash News, but you can go watch it on your own or look at some recaps. Future Game Show was also today as of recording, and that also was a whole other bunch of announcements. A lot of PlayStation things there. So go check it out. Like The Last Faith, if you like Bloodborne, if you're a Souls guy, you like pixel art. If you like pixel art games, you should look that one up. It's great. Coming to November. And there's also, it's not a PlayStation game, but it reminded when you started beginning, hold on. The YouTube thing threw me for a loop. Everyone could probably tell when I got distracted. Everyone is Happy You're Here, that game.
Yes.
It's not the title, but you know what I'm talking about. There's one at Future Game Show that when you started talking about it, reminded me of.
Thank goodness you're here.
Thank goodness you're here. Yeah. It's a game called Dome King Cabbage. It's not coming to PlayStation. It is I'm going to read the description. It's a visual novel. Set in a world of a monster collecting RPG. and it switches art styles and it goes deep.
Holy
and
shit.
it reminds me of like an Adult Swim, like that you can watch at like Too Many Cooks, like that level of craziness happening. And I'm like, what is happening?
Shit.
I am so intrigued by it. So I'm happy these kind of games are out there. So yeah, go check out Future Game Show, presented by Games Radar. They do good work, some good stuff.
All right, there you go. That said, Kyle, we got 2 more big pieces of news coming this week. Take it away, sir.
This comes from Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle, and Zarmina writes, God of War fans excited for new game following job listing. A series of job advertisements published by Santa Monica Studio has some God of War fans excited for a new game in the series. The listings were shared on Twitter by lead combat designer Rob Meyer and specifically seeks candidates with knowledge of God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. So is Santa Monica Studios advertising jobs for a new God of War game? A new God of War game is a given, and Santa Monica hasn't shied away from talking about ideas for future entries. But the job listing in question probably isn't what fans are thinking. The studio says candidates, quote, must have knowledge of God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok 2022 and be able to speak in depth about the combat systems, mechanics, and enemies, end quote. However, Meyer's tweet suggests that Santa Monica is merely looking for someone who can grasp its combat dev tools that were utilized in both games. Santa Monica has been a multi-project studio for a while now and confirmed as much last year. Creative director Cory Barlog said that the team is, quote, spread out on a lot of different things, end quote. There's been speculation that Barlog is working on a sci-fi themed game, but whatever Santa Monica has been up to has been kept tightly under wraps.
Lee Brody writes in, what's up, Joe and Kyle? Hope you guys' week have been going well so far. Given the rumors of a new God of War installment, what growth or storylines would you like to see from Kratos or Atreus? What do you think the next? What do you think is next for them, and which mythology should the duo tackle next? I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being so funny and cool. Well, thank you for listening, Brody, and thank you for the question. And for anybody concerned, don't worry, we're not spoiling anything.
No. Thanks for calling me cool. I've never been called cool in my entire life. Thanks, Brody. I appreciate it.
I think it was just talking about me.
I could just end this show right now.
You have so much power over me, man. Really, I have no idea. I couldn't turn this thing back on. But Kyle, again, no spoilers for Ragnarok. I'm gonna give you vague ideas of what I would like to see from any of it.
I think just mythology alone, I think, is kind of where we should talk about.
Yeah, let's only kind of stick from there, and maybe some like cool ideas, you know, like in terms of like abilities other characters would have. What mythology would you like to see Atreus and Kratos, you know, head up into next?
There's only one. It's Egypt.
No.
Give me the Egyptian gods.
No.
Why?
Here's the thing. We got Norse, okay? We got Greek.
Yeah.
And Greek really covers Roman. Egypt is like, yeah, it's a no-brainer because it's easy. Everybody knows, you know, about like the Sphinx and whatnot. Give me a mythology you don't hear about every day.
So I'm waiting. What do you think?
Dude, give me Chinese mythology. Like look at Wukong, looks awesome, right? That's just taking the Chinese lore that not a lot of us know, that is a really interesting tale. Same with like Japanese lore as well. Like there's other mythologies outside, you know, the Roman Empire
Fair.
that we can kind of take a look at and going, or the Roman sphere of influence, and kind of just go, there's other cool shit here as well. And I think a lot of the Chinese lore in particular works really well with Kratos. Works really well with with Atreus as well. So
Fair.
I would actually like to see them branch out and do a mythology that maybe we're not particularly aware of, That's what I would like to see.
On that note, it would be cool to maybe go to Mayan and Aztec kind of mythology there. That would be kind of cool. Like Quetzalcoatl, like the lightning bird, would be cool. Spam and Bam in chat says Polynesian, Hawaiian. That would also be kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do some Moana stuff. Like that would actually be really awesome. Like seeing like some of like the Samoan, like, you know, like
I'm only laughing because you said do some Moana stuff, and I imagine them walking in and then he just busts out into song.
Kratos is like, thank you, you're welcome. I want to see Kratos
or the other way around, like Kratos is the musical one, and he's just all of a sudden busts out into song, and then Atreus is like, Dad, stop.
Stop. You're embarrassing me. Captain Logan has one.
I saw it, yeah.
Christianity. The Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost have no match to me. Boy. Dude, that would be sick though, you know? What was it? Dante's Inferno, that thing, you know?
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can't get a sequel, let's send Kratos to literally hell.
Fair.
Yeah. But for abilities, I want to see Atreus expanded into something that is like Kratos is so beefy and he's a goddamn tank, right?
Yeah.
I want to see Atreus be more agile. I want to see him. I can't say the other thing because it's a legit spoiler.
Yeah.
But I want to see him be adaptable to his environments. That's what I would like to see.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
Yep.
But it's cool we're getting another one, man. I mean, the game sold so goddamn well.
Yeah.
How do you ignore it?
No, yeah.
You know?
I will say though, and it's not a shade of God of War, I would love a new one. I wanted that sci-fi Corey game so bad.
We're getting it.
I know, but like just to see it finally.
Next year, don't worry. Papa Bear's got you.
Oh, Papa! I feel so warm.
Papa Bear's got you.
I feel safe.
Don't worry. Yeah,
it's
there
great.
you go. All right. No, wait. I take everything back. Scientology. It hit me late.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I want to see.
It's
Kratos
the final boss,
and
Tom Cruise.
fight.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
He's from the 2018 game, the Baldur fight.
Yep.
Okay.
He's the stranger.
He enters every battle with Kratos on a mode of transportation, right? Like he's hanging off the side of a train. He jumps out of a plane. He's somehow standing on top of a helicopter, and it works.
It somehow just divulges into the Family Guy Peter versus chicken fight. That's how I'm seeing it in my head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. All right, Kyle. Here's the last big beefy news this week. We had a big news week this week. I love it.
I'm making up for missed weeks. Zarmina Khan also writes in from PS Lifestyle. HBO's The Last of Us has seemingly found its Abby. HBO's The Last of Us showrunner Craig Mazin has teased that the TV series may have cast Abby. The show's second season will be based on the events of The Last of Us Part 2, in which the character played one of the central roles. The Last of Us Season 2's Abby was the first role the production team wanted to cast. During a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Mazin was asked whether the show had found someone to portray Abby, to which he jokingly responded, quote-unquote, maybe. He then said that she was the first character that the production team wanted to cast and was in the process of doing so, but the ongoing Hollywood strikes have slowed things down.
Kyle, this news excite you?
It does. I'm shocked that Craig talked about it. Is he not SAG-AFTRA?
Well, because he's a producer, he gets to talk about it.
Oh.
So it's kind of the reason why like Seth Rogen gets to kind of talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Okay.
It's because he's the producer of the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This whole thing is like weird to navigate around, just in general.
I know.
It's wild. Yes. But this is exciting. I trust them with any casting that they do. I mean, just look at Bella and Pedro. I mean, they casted the first season excellently. Oh my God, what, Kyle? Perfectly. And whoever they cast as Abby, whoever they cast as other characters in part 2, I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, I don't even have any dream casting because if you told me Bella Ramsey could be,
Ellie. Yeah.
Ellie, I'd be like, what? I saw like Cameron talk about Peyton List. She's from
Okay.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely has like the face for it, for sure. Like the face structure of Abby.
Yeah.
And all these ladies need to do is get swole and mute their social media.
Yes.
Please, for the love of God, people are weird, crazy, and take things too seriously.
Agreed.
All right, Kyle. It's time for just a little bit of flash news. But gotta run fast.
I'm so sweaty.
Oh my goodness. All right. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon reviews are out. Kyle, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
IGN gave it an 8. This comes from Mitchell Saltzman, who writes Armored Core 6 stellar customization options feed into its excellent mecha combat, and the result is a challenging combat puzzles that kept my attention all the way through its 15-hour campaign and beyond. It's let down by a dull story, but lands direct hits where it counts. Eurogamer Klein Ellis gives it a 4 out of 5. From Software delivers a superlative action game that builds on its Souls-like pedigree while leaning and laser focused. Game Central gave it a 9, probably the best giant robot game ever made, and an excellent companion piece to the likes of Dark Souls and Elden Ring that matches both games in terms of spectacle and customization. One of the things I saw, I forget who said this, but they're like, the cool thing about this game is it always challenges you in such ways where it's like you want to change out your loadout constantly. You always want to be playing different and being adaptive to the environments. So I'm super excited for Armored Core. Excuse me. This is a day one. My special edition comes in on Friday because I'll never miss out on a From Software Steelbook. Never. I'll pay that $230. All right, Kyle, I haven't treated myself much this whole year. Let me tell you, the last 3 weeks, I went balls hard. I went Armored Core 6, yes.
Oh, don't show me that controller.
I'm sad about my dog.
I'm so jealous.
I'm going to go out there. Look at this Final Fantasy controller.
It's beautiful.
Look at this. Let's get it. Focus on this. On my face.
My God, look at it.
It's beautiful. And then in the back, just as Final Fantasy 16.
Why is it only in Asia?
I don't know. But it was in Canada, and I got it for $115.
Oh, okay.
A bit of a markup.
Sure.
But my dog is dying, and
I'm not going to tell you.
I needed puppy pictures and depression shopping.
I'm shocked that it's only a 15-hour campaign.
Yeah, it's a wee bit short. But if I think about it, Sekiro is probably around that length.
Oh, is it really? You can beat Sekiro in 15?
Dude, I beat that game 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, humble brag over here.
I ran through it quite a bit. So am I gonna try to platinum Armored Core? Definitely will try. Don't know if I'll succeed. I hear the like S rank on every level is tough, but I mean, yeah. Well, I platinum Sekiro.
You have a week until Starfield, so
I got it. Give me 6 days. I don't even need the whole 7.
Okay.
PS1 FPS Star Wars Dark Forces returns on PS5 and PS4 in 2023. The classic first-person shooter Star Wars Dark Forces is being resurrected on PlayStation 5 and PS4 after almost 30 years after its first release. The game, which was originally launched on MS-DOS and being remastered by Night Dive Studios, which is using the proprietary KEX engine to rebuild the original in 4K resolution and up to 120 frames per second. Why the hell not? The full game will feature trophies as well as advanced 3D rendering, quote unquote, whatever that means, and various other improvements that will help make it more palatable to contemporary console audience. There's no release date attached just yet, but the title's due out some point later this year alongside Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion Remaster announced earlier today. Now, Kyle,
Yes.
Dark Forces is my Doom because my mom wouldn't let us buy Doom because it was about the devil or whatever.
Fair.
She was listen, if I would say who's going to win in the fight, Jesus Christ or Kratos, my mother would say, go back to your room, pray that thought away. And Jesus Christ.
Or she grabs the rosary beads and joins Kratos on the battlefield.
Back out!
She just
Miriam Moran's bringing out the chair.
No, she's just saying Hail Mary the entire battle in the background.
Oh, come here, you mean man. Yeah.
Christ compels you.
You two get along. This is my jam. I'm going to get this day one. I will platinum this game.
Hell yeah.
Star Wars forever. Star Wars is life. All right. Here's the next one here, okay?
Yep.
Now, you saw Night Dive Studios over and beyond, right? Remastering a game from the 90s, 4K, 100 FPS.
Yeah.
Who needs that? We do. Konami forced to clarify Metal Gear Solid Master Collection is 1080p up to 60 FPS on PS5, PS4. This comes from Sammy Barker over at Push Square. Publisher Konami has clarified the frame rate and resolution of the upcoming MGS collection. In a statement issued to IGN, the company says the compilation has a 1080 60 frame per second target on all platforms except for Switch, which means we can expect 1080p 60 FPS on both PS5 and PS4. It won't be reaching the nice crisp 4K resolution then, but it'll be much better than the ported 720p. Just the port from the HD collection.
Yeah.
Bummer, but I never played Metal Gear Solid, so never gotten into them. This is my chance, so I'll be diving into this for sure.
While this whole thing is a bummer, the added stuff I think is cool. I don't know if that was in the original Legacy stuff, like the strategy guides and everything, but
yeah,
okay. It is just cool to have it on more available in this generation, which is why I buy physically. It's the same reason.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You want me to take this next one for you?
Oh, because it's long and I have dyslexia? Yes!
This is for the Destiny 2 showcase. Green Gorilla Gamer writes in, "Sup, boys? You already know what's going on, Joe. Destiny 2 had their showcase yesterday for the reveal of Season of the Witch and a brand new trailer for the final shape. And let me just say, there's a lot of new changes and features coming between now and February. Now, I want to know what your guys' favorite part to the updates are and what you're most excited for, but I can't list it all here, so I'll leave a link to the recap from Bungie. But I think one of the most exciting things is the inclusion of timeline reflections. Here's an excerpt from Bungie. Quote, "One of the several quality of life improvements that Season of the Witch brings is timeline reflections. These short playable missions can be accessed through the timeline menu in the director. They are openly available to all players and serve as brief narrative introductions to the world of Destiny 2. New lights can play them to catch up on the ongoing narrative. Veterans can relive and enjoy pivotal moments from the past, and everyone will get special end of mission rewards," unquote. Now, I don't know about you, but this is incredibly exciting for me as new players jumping into Destiny 2. We're missing out on key points in the story, including myself at one point, as I did not play Red War, sadly. And even though this isn't exactly what I wanted and could be better in a number of ways, it's still not terrible, and already the missions that are available to play, my fire team and I are excited to jump back into them. With that being said, I implore anyone out there who's been thinking about jumping into Destiny 2, August 24th to 27th is a free trial weekend for the Witch Queen expansion. It's also available through PS Plus Extra and will be on sale until September 5th if you really enjoy it. There's a ton of new features coming for new players. This is the time to jump into Destiny 2. Also, that collector's edition, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
I gotta know, Green Gorilla Gamer, how much did Bungie pay you for that ad placement? That was pretty great.
That was pretty great.
Yeah.
Honestly, so I know there's been a whole bunch of stuff coming out of that Destiny showcase. It was originally a part of the news because this news, this week was a little slow until today. Holy crap, we got all.
Sadly,
the news.
I did not watch this showcase.
So the one thing that has me the most excited about all of this, Cade coming back. So that actually gets me in on the final chapter of the Light versus the Darkness saga, which is what this is supposed to be. Also, they did hint that Destiny's not ending after this saga. So they didn't really mention any expansion, so maybe a Destiny 3, who knows. But Destiny's gotten so big that and the audience is so huge that you really can't please everybody at this point, and listen, like the whole vaulted items, vaulted um content, that really sucks. And it sucks that this game is just so huge it can't manage all of it. That being said, the one thing that we've been seeing a lot of companies struggle on is the promise of seasons. So the thing that I'm most excited for is the 3 episodic pieces of content that's going to come through the next expansion. That actually has me more excited, so that I know Bungie has reevaluated what they can do in terms of seasons and go, this is a cadence that we are confident that we're able to kind of hit on. So that's what I'm actually the most excited to kind of see here. It's not like the new supers or anything. It's actually knowing that, hey, they're going to be able to hit their cadence when it comes to the episodes rather than seasons to Destiny. So that would be the thing that actually has me the most excited. And I'm very excited to see the end of this story. So I know I'm going to be playing Destiny again. I just probably maybe the end of the year. It's just not now, though.
I will say, having not watched it, I will eventually. What Green Gorilla writes about this timeline reflections is like my answer as to why I'm hesitant of jumping in. There's been so many expansions that I haven't done. Like, my biggest thing is like, how do I jump in and understand what's happening? Will I understand the story or where we're at? And the fact that we are able to do this in a very cool way, I like that a whole lot. So that is a very cool feature that I think these live service games should implement more often as they grow and become, what is this, year 10?
Right? It's been
a lot of Destiny.
Yeah.
So I do think that's awesome that they're allowing new players to get bite-sized important moments and play through them instead of having to play through all of it to understand where you're at. I love that a lot.
Now, this comes to the last piece of Flash news. So Canic writes, hey guys, hope you're well. Did you get to catch the awesome Indie Gamescom showcase? If so, anything particular catch your eye? For me, it has to be Grime 2. I love the first one, even if I know the art style and themes are not for everyone. I didn't get to. We celebrated Mama Bad Bit's birthday. So that's why I got so much indigestion tonight. But Kyle, did you get to catch this little indie showcase, or did you?
I had no idea that there was a Gamescom indie showcase.
Ooh, okay.
So
maybe we cover it next week.
I definitely am gonna have to watch it. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
It's cool.
That said, that's been Flash News. Now on to our favorite segment, or one of our favorite segments. Ooh. What you been playing, Kyle? What you been playing, man?
Oh boy, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 again. Last week I talked about what I thought was one of the highest moments of the game. And this past week I experienced, and I think Silkana in chat is the one who's like, hey, you have it. The next high is even higher. And I am here to report they were absolutely correct. What I play, it still has that same issue where you got the lulls and you're just trying to get to like the big giant set piece kind of stuff. But that set piece was incredible. Without spoiling anything, I'm gonna try to use a wrestling reference as to what happened and vaguely.
All right, I'm in on this.
At one point in the 80s, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage created the Mega Powers. And there was the handshake, very similar to Arnold and Carl Weathers in Predator. You know, the handshake, they joined together, they create an unstoppable force.
Son of a bitch.
Absolutely. There's a moment that happens in that set piece that is similar to that, and I was yelling and hollering at the screen as I was playing. It was beautiful. And the screenshots that I took and I tweeted and I put a spoiler tag on it are just gorgeous. This game is stunning. I am just insanely impressed. I can't wait to keep going. I'm pretty close to the end. I think my little percentage on like the dashboard says I'm at like 76% of the way through the story. So I'm getting there. So hopefully by next week, because Baldur's Gate, Sea of Stars, I want to get this done before all that. Maybe even run through a platinum run at the end.
Oh wow. Okay.
Because that I feel can go quick if you just mainline it.
Yeah, if you hit like skip the boring stuff
and
you
put
get
on
right to
all the rings and stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
there's and I mean, come on, Ben Starr, you are just crushing it. Did you see his Mario? Yeah, okay, good. I'm just making, if you haven't, go to his Twitter profile and look at him auditioning as Mario, but he's doing it as Clive, and it's perfect.
It's perfect. It's yeah, god damn it. He again, awesome to know the person that like knows that role is just a silly geek like the rest
He
of
loves
us,
games. You know?
Yeah. Also, yeah, a little bit of flash news, man. Voice of Mario, no longer the voice of Mario.
It's a bummer.
I know it's not PlayStation related.
No. I mean, it's kind of nice. I think Andre Seegers pointed this out.
Okay.
That like his last role voicing Mario was his dad in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's poetry.
Yeah.
That's poetry. I've been playing a little game called Immortals of Aveum. I've put about 8 hours into the game thus far. Kyle, of course, code provided by EA.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take it or leave it. Here's the thing about this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First off, it's a first person, magic wielding game. So kind of think about it like a Ghostwire Tokyo, right? You are using spells to dispatch our foes, but it's very much a focus of like a first person like shooter.
Okay.
Like you got a machine gun arm, you got a shotgun arm, and you got like a rifle arm.
Is there ammo?
Right? And then,
do you have to like collect ammo and stuff?
No.
Okay.
That's a beautiful, well, kind of sort of like your ultimate abilities that you get to do or your extra magic abilities have like charges, but
okay.
It's really, no, it's you got unlimited ammo.
I was wondering how that would work.
Wild.
Like, are you just collecting like mana crystals to refill ammo or whatnot?
Nope. Good. In fact, the cool thing about it, instead of wands, you got like this wrist guard, right? And the reason why that wrist guard exists is because if you use your power too much and just like with your own hands, it'll just kill you. Like that. So like it helps kind of regulate the magic flow in your body. That said, let's talk about this because it is a single player 20-hour experience. So I'm about halfway through. And again, just my raw impressions of this game thus far. Very much a story focused game. The way I would want to describe it is, first off, the story is a bit silly. It's kind of like generic, medieval fantasy. There's a bad guy. He's super powerful. He wants all the power type of, arc that you kind of go on. You're this, come from nothing, from squalor, and you're becoming something you're like Ray. You're a nobody, and now you're somebody type of thing. But that story is elevated by all the characters. Like, I want to give a big shout out to Jack in this game because everything should make me kind of hate Jack. Like, he says some lines that it's kind of like when they subvert expectations, but they're telling you they're subverting expectations. Those type of little tropey things should annoy me, but the voice actor behind Jack does it so well that I can't help but love him. So like the voice acting, especially by the lead, is pretty darn phenomenal, though most of the names after that are pretty silly and like I can't remember it because again the story is somewhat forgettable, but the voice acting is stellar and the arcs that these characters go on I'm intrigued by. That said, Avium was supposed to be a military shooter and there's definitely military-esque elements to it, and those then it gets to the brass tacks of the quote-unquote magic gunplay that you have in this game, and I gotta tell you, I'm liking it a lot. It kind of gives me, not to say it's one for one, but it kind of gives me the like Doom-esque vibes that they're kind of going for here, where it's like, hey, here's a whole bunch of enemies, dispatch them the way you feel like it. Choose a play style that fits better for you. So for example, I like to get up in people's faces. So there's different magic. You got blue magic, green magic, red magic. Red magic is the up close in your face. This is my boomstick, and I just love to just whip people, like grapple hook them, bring them over towards me, and then just blow them away. The other thing that I love to do is like summon like this huge earthquake that just goes towards a person that's shielded, and it breaks their shield. It causes a huge like ground pound explosion. Like the gunplay is what brings me back to this game over and over again. Kyle Stevenson from the trophy room, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, those powers and whatnot, are they interchangeable, or like are they skills? Can you swap them out, or are they always the pull to get close, shotgun them basically, or like that ground maneuver you just talked about? Like, can you interchange spells?
Yes, you can. So there's different spells that besides the like you'll still have always your core three, your shooty like rifle ability, your chain gun, and your shotgun. But then you'll have different abilities that you pick up that are kind of your special abilities. So like for example, you could get a ground pound, or like you could get this big fiery explosion AoE thing that sets everybody ablaze. You have like a whip weapon, or you can kind of have an ability that like slows down objects and people that are running up to you to give yourself more space.
That's cool.
There's a lot of maneuver ability in this game, in its combat, that I'm really digging. And there's a Metroidvania element where there's like, oh hey, there's this chest I can't get to. I don't have the spell yet because Jack told me so. And then I'll come back to it later when I have that type of ability. It does a lot of really neat stuff with the combat that I could kind of forgive. It's more, not to say that linearity is a bad thing, but often a lot of times it's like, hey, we're walking through this long corridor. Here's this kill room. There's going to be a big giant boss that you're going to fight. Now, that being said, though, a lot of the bosses kind of do give me like the Returnal-esque, like, oh, here's here's this dragon. It's going to shoot a line beam at you, jump and like do a nifty double jump in the air to dodge it. Hey, he's running up and he's gonna do like an aerial like attack on you, so maybe you're gonna have a nice little dodge as well. And the cool thing as well is like you get to build out, there's like a neat little RPG mechanic to it as well. So you got your spell trees that make Jack more nimble or stronger, whichever is your preferred way of play. The game really wants to go, hey, if you're comfortable with this way of play, then lean in on it. So if you're running shotgun like me, go full red tree, right? Pick up some bracers that is going to help, build up your shatter damage, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Very light RPG elements, but are there enough to make it so that you could kind of play the way you want to kind of set it out?
Is there like, because this is a single player game, are there like lore pickups that like audio logs or stuff that tell you a little bit more about the world, and are they worth it?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't really care too much, and that's the big bummer. Like there's some really cool set pieces, and when I talk about this game too, it's not so much a big AAA game as this is a triple I game. Like this is a awesome, really cool double A-esque experience from an indie developer, right? At the end of the day, that got a boatload of money from EA. That being said, though, there's a lot of pickups, and here's kind of the one gripe. There's a lot of pickups in this game. None of them really feel worth it. But at the same exact time, though there's like these long corridors and here's a boss fight or here's a kill room, there's these cool, neat little puzzles that you solve along the way.
Okay.
They could be like mostly like elevator puzzles, but like you follow them and then you get like a chest full of gold. Or you get like you enter this portal and it's kind of like a survivor challenge in Jedi Survivor, or like a room in Control. Where it's like, hey, defeat this room of enemies type of stuff. So there's a lot of variety in terms of like puzzle solving that doesn't feel like it's not giving me enough hints. It's giving me enough that makes me feel smart. Jack's not talking all the time of how to solve each puzzle, Aloy. So it's quite a competent game that's just kind of held down by some less than stellar writing on the story side, and though it's very, I hate to say the word fluid because everybody uses it, fluid in its combat, there's something just missing, and I think it's the ability of like mantling. For what I'm at right now, there's no mantle.
That was my next question. Is it like a very low altitude? Like, is it like, are you vertical? Is there verticality in the hallways and the levels, or is it very much you're on the ground floor and you look behind a box and there's a collectible and you may high up on a little thing here and there?
Yeah, like here's a little ledge you jump on. Like some of it's very clever, and some of it's like just turn to the right a little bit. Like it seems like it's on random, right? It's on shuffle.
Yeah.
That's a little annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, the gameplay is so much fun that this is a game that I want to platinum. This is a game that I look forward to maybe even going back in the next year or whatever, when things cool down, going back to and grabbing the platinum, because I'm actually having a really good time with this game. I can't wait to go back. So right now my impressions is like, this is worth your time. Is it going to be your game of the year? No. Is this going to be the best shooter you've ever experienced? Nah. Is it going to be a fun time that you're going to have? Yes. So it's worth the price of admission so far.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like what we wanted out of it is just like, it's not going to blow your socks off, but you're just having a good time.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
I'm so in for that. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Barbie movie.
Okay.
This is what Immortals of Aveum is.
Cool.
It's not going to win Best Picture, but damn, you're going to have a fun time watching it.
All right, fair.
Yeah. So Immortals of Aveum, so far, I like it a lot. You'll probably get my full thoughts next week, though, if it's absolutely worth it. So, yeah. Good time. All right, Kyle, are you holding on to something by any chance?
I am, and this is going to take a little bit. I got Wavetail, former Stadia exclusive on Stadia, or on Switch. Look at the Steelbook, Joe.
Like on Stadia, I think you're in for some disappointment.
Look at this Steelbook. It's embossed. Like it like comes up. This thing's gorgeous. From Super Rare. It's awesome. So yeah, that's what I'm holding on to.
Well, I'll soon hold on to that Armored Core Collector's Edition. And it's going to be glorious. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. Fort Solis on August 22nd. Immortals of Aveum on August 22nd. Smurfs Kart on August 22nd. WrestleQuest on August 22nd. Mirrored Souls on August 23rd. Vertigo versus the Zodiac on August 23rd. Blasphemous 2 on August 24th. Chess Royal on August 24th. Firewall Ultra. Ooh-wee, I can't wait to play this game. Hopefully in the next coming weeks we'll have the devs on. Who knows? Fingers crossed.
Why is this promises. Not more of a big deal? This is like one of the first PSVR 2 things I think they teased along with the headset and whatnot. Why is this not getting a beefy push on socials and just in general?
I don't know.
It's weird.
But it looks great.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be playing it. Day one. Let's go. Los Idiots.
Nailed it.
That was a word. August 24th. Ride 5 on August 24th. Shotgun King, the final checkmate. Mother. On August 24th. That's not the real title, but I think it's funny. Armored Core 6, Future Game of the Year. Fires of Rubicon on August 25th. Ashina, the Red Witch on August 25th. Desperate Vatican. Come on, guys. On August 25th. And Mr. Hebe, The Lost Levels on August 26th.
That was Desperate Vladivostok is the title, not Desperate. But come on, guys. That's great. I love that.
Next time for like the Polish and Eastern European names, I should just go to the Polish dude on my podcast.
Maybe. I won't always get them right, but sometimes I will.
It's like, listen, we won the Cold War, all right? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall, that one guy said once.
No, we're just famous for, creating submarine screen doors, just very useful inventions, us Polish people.
That's right. Kyle, it's time for our favorite segment of the night, and sadly the last segment of the night. It's Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
M9 Prime writes in. By God. Gentlemen, here's a question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a two-part question. As kids, getting a video game for birthdays or for holidays was very exciting, and more games are no longer getting physical releases. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, only being physical in Japan. How will kids have that joy getting a new game for a special occasion? Also, with the advent of services like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra, more games are available to everyone for a monthly fee. In this case, what do you think is a good gift for a child if either a game isn't available for a physical copy or it's already on a service?
Great question. I've thought about this for the future in case the girls want a console and it is digital only at that point. You got to do the thing that I've seen other parents or people giving a gift do. You get the console, you bring it home, you open it up, and then you already preload it with the games that they want. So that way, when they open it up on Christmas, you plug it in, everything's ready to go. Trust me, you do not want to be the kid who gets a brand new console, and then you have to wait for the updates, then you have to put the game in or download the game, and that's going to take an extra 45 minutes, depending on your internet connection. Have everything ready to go, and that'll be a nice little surprise on top of the console. If physical media is not a thing that you can do.
Good.
I hate you.
No, this is a good question. You know, I don't have kids, nor do I plan on any, making a mistake anytime soon. But I'll just get them a hoop and a stick, and they're gonna love it. Okay?
First of all, how dare you call my nieces and nephew
brains.
a mistake? How dare you?
I'm not assuming anything. You're the one that's putting that out there.
Immediately after me talking about me thinking about the solution to my nieces and nephew in the future, you called, I'm not going to have kids. I'm not making that mistake. So indirectly, you refer to them as mistakes.
I would see how you would get there. I didn't mean that.
I know.
I'm just saying I'm looking to have a strong pullout game. That said, listen, you wanted to go down this path, Ricky Bobby, all right? I would say, similar. I know a lot of parents are like, take the console out, they download it, whatever. But listen, man, these kids, they're smart. Like, we don't give kids the stock that they deserve. These kids, they're kind of wizards at this shit already. It's okay if you just let them figure it out, They get a hold of your credit card, game over. So just make sure when they get the thing, you get that password lock, okay? You make sure you get that extra security so little Jimmy doesn't have a field day with your MasterCard.
Two-step factor authentication is your friend.
That's right. All right. Ghetto Berry writes in. Good evening, working gentlemen. Hello there,
Hello.
Sir. Just a quick one for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeah.
Last week, Shuhei Yoshida was pictured with a gigantic copy of God of War Ragnarok. Literally, it's the size of Shuhei Yoshida.
Is it really?
Yep. It's like pretty much his size. And I was wondering, what giant game case would you love to own? I would have the Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2 or even 3 cases because they're gorgeous to look at. Or even Yuri Mix, because it's my favorite game art case ever. Sorry. Love you guys. Okay, let me see Yuri Mix.
Curry mix.
Oh, Curry Mix. What did I say?
Yuri.
Yuri Mix. Sorry, you know me. I'm American.
No, you're not. You're fine. Except when you come after my nieces
I
and
didn't
nephew.
come after Jack. Oh,
it's on tape. How dare you?
That's a cool case.
What case would I want a life-size replica of?
Let's get morbid here. Let's get a little morbid while you're thinking. Forget game case. Put me in a casket, When you lower me down, what will I be remembered by with?
It's Bloodborne.
Will it be the Gears of War 1 tin case?
No, it's going to be the Lara Croft Tomb Raider Survival Kit Special Edition little steelbook thing. That looked like a sardine, like a first aid kit, like in a peel back tin can. That's what it'll be.
But Guys, you know me. Bury me with Bloodborne, you know?
Yeah.
Bury me with the one I truly love. And that's Bloodborne. Bury me in a case that is Elden Ring. Encase me in a case. That's Elden Ring on PS5. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Remember me for the games of which I platinumed.
It's beautiful. Yeah. That's that on your tombstone?
It's going to be my eulogy.
Thank you all for coming to remember the life of Joseph Moran, aka Mr. Badbit. Remember him for his platinums.
August 27th, 2016. He platinumed Bloodborne.
I don't think I have one. Maybe like an old school PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy case, like 7, that's 8, nice. Or 9.
Like the jewel case.
Yeah, like the jewel case.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm also just looking at my room and seeing just how little space I have. I don't know if I can take a full size case.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. If I can't have, like, bury me with my Mando helmet as well. Just put it on my head. You don't need to see the mortician's awful work of trying to put makeup on me. Just put me in a Mando head.
What I'm imagining is just make it look like you're inside a Hot Topic. Just everything, all mishmash fandoms. Just put it on you. The things you love. Yeah, I got it.
Yep. And tonight will be the night that I will bury you over again. Yeah.
On your tombstone, we'll have like a fart noise machine or something anytime someone comes to visit you.
Who snuck the Spencer's gift store in here?
Yeah, a suggestive t-shirt. Oh yes, absolutely. The adult section's in the back behind the tombstone.
God damn.
Yeah.
All right. Spencer's Gifts. What a store.
What a store.
What a store. Don't go in it. Bertos Maximus writes in, hello, my fine gentlemen. Okay, so we got working gentlemen and fine gentlemen, both equally a great compliment. I hope both of you are doing good and keeping safe. And, well, I believe that I'm going to treat myself to Jedi Survivor.
Ooh.
That you should, Bertos.
Absolutely.
That you should. My question today is, with PlayStation games rising in costs, are we going to are we getting to the point where it just isn't worth the price tag anymore? Considering PC versions of the same title are dropping to lower prices and can be accessed through sites such as CD keys, are we going to see a decline in PlayStation game sales, or will they stick to the current pricing? Ultimately, keep bringing the awesome podcast. It is currently getting me through a down period right now. Oh, thank you so much, Bertos. Honestly, it's getting me through it too. Have fun and keep hunting. Your friend from across the pond. Love you so much.
You got this, Bertos. Thank you.
Through it. You got this, and DM one of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're always there. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting.
It's one of those things. It's a boring answer. It's just, with inflation, it just kind of is what it is, I guess, when it comes to the pricing of games.
All right, Biden.
Listen, we did it, Joe.
Remember when we thought it'd all get better? All right, Kyle.
Oh, really quickly, you'll get a kick out of this, just Please. Because it's a stand topic. I went to go look at like my student loans and when they start up, whatever. I signed into one. They have no record of my account. Even like forgot username. I put in my social security number. I put in my birthday. They're like, "Oh, you don't exist." Appreciate you. Education system. That's a one down. Check.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna bother them. I'm gonna keep it the way it is.
Honestly, did Kyle just get a one up on the government?
Be cool, chat. Don't report
be cool.
me.
Don't
narc.
Narc.
Don't narc.
All right, one of us needs to get a win. Don't be a fucking narc. No, it's interesting. Because like Baldur's Gate is cheaper on PC than it is on PlayStation.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
I know there's like a few games that are like $10 cheaper on PC than PlayStation. Same like day and date type of stuff. So like Yeah, it sucks that there's like that PlayStation markup. I think Fort Solis is one of those games. It sucks to see that $10 markup. But if pre-orders are any indicator, it's not stopping PlayStation fans
Nope.
from buying those games, because at the end of the day, like honestly, I would pay $10 extra for Baldur's Gate if it means I don't have to go through those goddamn driver updates every time I want to play at Baldur's Gate, which has been happening. So like there's that convenience factor. It's being in that ecosystem until the day where they truly mess up and have a PS3 moment, and we all know what we're talking about when we're saying that. Then you're not going to really see a big drop, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, agreed.
Last question comes from Stone Cold E.T. Hey guys, just finished Midnight Suns yesterday, plus all the DLC, and loved it. It was a hot, buggy mess at times, but still might be one of my favorite games of all time. Loved hanging out with my best friends Blade and Deadpool. With that being said, are there any of your favorite games favorite games, hot janky messes? LOL. Love y'all.
Love you too. Yes. I think every game's got some jankiness to it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one that's just wild to me. Go ahead. Go.
Y'all, Starfield's a week away. Okay.
Oh.
And Bethesda don't make bad games, even if some of them I'm not into, like Fallout 4, right? They make great experiences. And the one thing that we know Bethesda for is Bethesda jank. Skyrim is legitimately, Kyle, one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I've put hundreds of hours into Skyrim. I've bought it on multiple platforms: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, even the Nintendo Switch. Hundreds of hours into this game.
Have you ever played it on Alexa? Have you? I want to meet someone that's tried to play it.
But I'll even play the Toaster Edition. But that game has some jank. It has some bugs.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing. Bugs can be charming in games if the game is really good. And even then, there are weird like exceptions to the rule. Like, I love Jedi Survivor, but like it's weird jank, it's weird bugs got in the way. So like seeing like weird pop-in, seeing weird frame rate dips, those aren't charming. Those aren't the bugs I want. But like seeing, I don't know, a floaty, Whiterun guard doing something he shouldn't be doing, that's hilarious to us. Or seeing like a dragon from time to time just totally eat shit when it lands, like that's hilarious to us. Putting a pot over a shopkeeper's head so you steal everything, that's legitimately hilarious. So like, yeah, there are some jank and bugs, but sometimes it kind of makes the experience. So I would say Skyrim's probably the buggiest, jankiest game.
Mm-hmm.
That is ultimately one of my favorite games of all time.
That is a great choice. And yeah, there are moments where like a really great game has like a bug or something that happens that makes me laugh out loud. Like just falling through the world randomly is just hilarious. But my go-to, and I get a belly laugh anytime it happens in this game, is any wrestling game. And it doesn't matter. Any. Like, I remember, I forgot which 2K version of it was, but in tag team matches, like your partner would just float away into the crowd and you couldn't tag them. They're just out in the crowd and the camera pans back and there was no way to fix it. Or like their head gets stuck in the ropes and their body like goes crazy all over the place. Like fun little things like that. Or like a creator wrestler where like you make them gigantic and huge, and then when they put a championship belt on their shoulder, it disappears into their body because they didn't take into account the physics of what you created your wrestler to be. So stuff like that is always fun, and I love that. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I like it. All right, neato.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's been the trophy room tonight.
Woo-wee.
I got just a troubling text, but you know what? I'm gonna handle that after the show. I'm going to handle my business.
All right.
That said, Kyle, last bit of business tonight. Is there anything you'd like to highlight before we get on out of here?
Yeah. Breaking news. Thanks to Starfield and its embargo of August 31st at 12 p.m. Eastern, we at 61D have moved our showcase a day earlier. So our mini indie showcase, 33 games, 40-ish minutes long. I can't remember the exact time, but it's now going to premiere on August 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's a really great show. I've watched it completely multiple times. It's a great time. And I hope you guys check it out. 61indie.com/showcase, youtube.com/61indie. We put a lot of love and hard work into this. Our one in March for the PAX East, we had like 3 months to plan for. This was like a month. Wow. This was like,
oh wow,
we had to move fast. So, and I think it's our best one yet. So okay. Please let us know what you think. Hope you find some great indies. There's a lot of cool games. So yeah, apart from that, Mr. Case Up everywhere. And I love you all very much. I've been feeling very fulfilled lately. And yeah, it's been nice.
Yeah,
even though I'm sweating my ass off right now.
Same. I'm melting. I'm honestly melting. Yeah, I want to also just shout out everybody who gave me awesome puppy pics. So many awesome people. You know what I've been. You know, y'all know from the last 2 weeks what we've been going through in this household. Marty has been a champion the last few weeks after his cancer prognosis. And he's fighting it the best he can, giving us any extra time he can. And I really just appreciate the audience, the community coming out and just uplifting me with just cute puppy pics. You know, I had some perspective a few days ago of just like, wow, you know, I saw someone on Twitter lose a pup very, very abruptly. And as sad as it gave me perspective of how lucky I am, knowing that I get at least a few more weeks or even months with my pup, knowing and just not taking a day for granted. So really just keep on sharing me those puppy pics. Even if it's a cat, I'll take a cat.
I like how you
acts like a dog.
I like how you said cat the first time. Even if it's a cat.
If it's a cat. I'll take it. All right, I'll take it. It's a turtle, pet turtle. I'll take a turtle as well. If it's a pet rat, rats aren't pets. Rats aren't pets. They're the gerbils, you know.
They're the opposite of
they don't talk about.
Fish aren't food, they're friends. No, they're not friends, they're food for other animals.
Exactly. Rats are garbage. Okay. If it's a bird, I'll take a bird. If you could get your parrot to say, "Welcome to the trophy room, I'll take that as well. That will be the new intro.
Even better, we'll give you the show notes and let the parrot read everything, and that'll be the show 1 week.
Back.
Imagine the amount of times you would have to read the show notes over and over and over again for the parrot to pick up on it.
Exactly. Just play a recording.
Yeehaw!
Kyle's out this week. We got Polly the parrot in. Polly, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, my goodness gracious. That said, last tangent. Kyle, I ruined friend of the show and patron of the show, patreon.com/PS Suddy, I ruined AC/DC for him. Because I said that the lead singer just sounds like a chicken. Just think about it. Think about it in your head. Man sounds like a chicken. Think about it in your head.
I am. There are moments, yeah, I can see it. Yep, keep going.
See?
Keep going.
And then it's a chicken playing a guitar.
The next hour is just that. Just letting y'all know.
Yeah. It's what's the thing when people whisper into the mics?
Oh, ASMR?
Yeah, it's like ASMR, but me and a bad parrot /chicken /ACDC impersonation.
This is maybe a next week post show thing, and remind me, everyone.
Yeah.
ASMR, I've actually been getting into. It's been my nighttime sleepy stuff.
You can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can find this show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. Let me try to power through it. You can find this show, The Trophy Room, on YouTube at youtube.com/at PS Trophy Room. And please rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Why did I go on a 2-minute tangent acting like a bird and now asking for 5 stars? It's pretty goddamn something else. On Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you find your podcast service of choice. Next week, we're going to be announcing one of our biggest giveaways ever. We're very excited by it. It's super huge. Everybody's going to be a part of it. And maybe you get ahead of it by rating us that 5 stars over on iTunes, over on Spotify, worldwide. I'm going to be shipping this thing anywhere. Okay? Indonesia, I'm on it. All right? Vietnam, I'm on it. Okay? Somalia, gonna try my best.
Yeah. North Korea,
okay, Nicaragua.
No.
North Korea is gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but I know a guy.
Oh, you did.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name's Kim. Very misunderstood. No, he's not. Evil man. Everybody. With all that said, with all that out of the way, we love y'all. Find us on all the feeds. Keep your wits about you. Keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.
Love y'all. # House of Bangers.